Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Anything Goes show. I am Kombat AllStar, and gotta apologize. Random Girl is not here today. She's actually sick. We're both sick, actually, but she got sick first, so she's getting the worst of it. And I do want to apologize to you guys because I wanted to do an atomic cast on the Steam controller. So we're in no shape to get in front of the camera and talk about that stuff, or even set up the lights and all that. So I figure I just I would go ahead and do a podcast over it. As you guys can see in the thumbnail, there's a controller. So I'm just going to talk for a little bit about what I think about the controller. I actually got it yesterday, first of all, like most of you did. And I love it. I mean, first of all, I gotta say, I love the feel of the controller. I love how it's in my hands. It feels natural. It feels great. I don't know. I just really can't say enough good things about how the controller feels. So kudos to Valve for creating a controller that's very comfortable and very easy to use. I will say also, okay, so let's break down the controller. I'll do that. So as far as breaking down the controller goes, I was gonna do like a pros and cons list, but I think I'm just gonna go and just kind of run the gamut and talk about each part of the controller. So the buttons, the forward facing buttons, X, Y, A, and B, they're good and bad. They're good because in fighting games they're really quick to get to, and it's really nice. I played Street Fighter with it, and I really enjoyed it. It was really a good time, and it was a lot easier than using the Xbox controller. But for action adventure games, it's a nightmare. I was playing Sleeping Dogs and a few other action games as well, Hawken and just a few others. Not Hawken necessarily because that's a first-person shooter, but we'll just say an action game like Sleeping Dogs, for example. I was trying to block and kick, and the buttons were so close together that I ended up hitting two buttons or hitting the wrong button, and it was just a nightmare. It was a nightmare situation for anybody who's trying to play action games. So very good for fighting games, very bad for action games. And I don't think there's a controller out there that kind of has pros and cons with every part of the controller. It's either that part of the controller is a pro or a con, so it's a little weird. If we move over to the right, we got the touchpad, which is basically if you have a mouse or keyboard, you can kind of slide it back and forth. And I actually like this. This is like my favorite part of the controller, which is weird because I thought it would be my least favorite. The thing that I like most about it is I was playing a few first-person shooters. I was playing Titanfall, and I was playing Blacklight Retribution. And if you guys can imagine, if you have a Xbox One controller or even a PS4 controller, you have your thumb resting on a thumbstick, and you kind of turn it left and right, and you can kind of flick it, to if someone's shooting on your left hand side, you can kind of flick it to the left, and you can see that person. Maybe you die before you get a chance to turn all the way around because you kind of flick the controller, you got to move it. That's happened to me a lot, especially in fast-paced games like Call of Duty or even the new Halo beta. But with the touchpad, it's actually really nice because little swipe and you're turning almost 180 degrees. So I didn't think I would like it. I thought it would be stupid. I didn't think I would actually like having a touchpad over a joystick. But I mean, they did their homework on this. This is a good idea, and I really do like that feature. And it works well with every game that I've been able to use it on, and I have no complaints about that. That's actually a big plus of this controller, is that touchpad. And then we want to move over to the joystick is a joystick. It works fine. It works great. If you guys are used to PlayStation or Xbox, I mean, it works like any other joystick. Good job. No complaints about that either. Sorry, kind of burped there. No complaints about that one either. But the D-pad, that's my biggest complaint. It's unusable. First of all, the D-pad is way too big. So if you want to do movements from like left to right or back to forward, or I really love Mortal Kombat, thus the name. But yeah, I mean, you use the D-pad and it's not raised, so it's hard to for your thumb to slide over it and figure out what direction you should be going in. And then once you do, it's huge. I mean, the D-pad is twice, if not three times as big as a normal D-pad. So getting from top to bottom is a lot harder. It's just way more difficult. I mean, a fraction of a second is a long time when you're playing a fighting game, and you have to time things. You have to time your juggles. You have to time your supers, and your depending on what game you're playing, your breakers or your combos. So it is a nightmare. It is a nightmare for precision, that D-pad is. So even when I was playing, I think Star Trek, one of the action games that I got on Steam, it was a nightmare to navigate with. I had to navigate with the joystick, not the D-pad, and it's just horrible. I really hope they sell some sort of part you can attach to it, or maybe just something that you can change out that D-pad, because it was pretty bad. The mapping I do love. I do love the mapping of the controllers. There were some games I was playing that required a different type of map to it, because a lot of games have a partial on Steam. They have a lot of partial controller, partial keypad or keyboard, and so you got to kind of map your controller at according. And you can do it, and it's great. I love that. So that's also a big plus. I did notice too, one of the drawbacks. I guess it depends on who you're asking, but big picture mode is a must when you're using the Steam controller. I tried to use the Steam controller to play Sleeping Dogs and a few other games, and didn't recognize it. I thought I was just using a keypad or a keyboard. So I had to go into big picture mode, and once I got into big picture mode, I was able to use the controller. I think big picture mode is basically optimized for the controller, so it can recognize it and you can go ahead and play your game and launch it from there. So not really a drawback, but it kind of depends on if you like big picture mode or not. You're kind of stuck with it if you got the Steam controller, so it's also a thing to kind of think about. All the other buttons in the back, you have the back buttons and the trigger pulses and everything. That's pretty standard. So I'm not really going to go over that. I want to just jump right into the Steam Link. Steam Link is pretty cool. All the things. What's weird about the Steam Link is it works great or doesn't work great at all. It's either very good or very bad. So I'll give you an example. I was playing Portal and Rocket League, which are recommended. It says on when you go to the Steam website right now, it says works great with Steam Link. So I played those and it was perfect. It was flawless. It was beautiful. It was everything you would want, right? So I went ahead and played again Sleeping Dogs, and it was horrible. I mean, frame rates dropped. It was very slow. I went ahead and played some King of Fighters. Same deal with Mortal Kombat. So it seems like only the games that are optimized for the Steam Link will work as advertised on the Steam Link, which kind of sucks. I mean, at first I thought it was my internet. I'm like, oh man. And just so you guys know, I got some awesome freaking internet. Okay, so I was kind of worried. I'm like, man, okay, is this really taxing my internet? Is this really a problem? Because I'm streaming this thing, to my Steam Link, and yeah, I thought it was some sort of issue. But when I tried those games that are recommended by Steam Link, I had zero issues at all. So I think that they just need to go back and optimize a few of the older games. I'm not sure how it's gonna be for games going forward, like Fallout or I'm not sure what games. I know Call of Duty's already out. But just any game that's already that's going to be out for Steam in the future, I'm hoping that they optimize this stuff for that. And it looks like they might, but for the games that you already own, might be kind of a lost cause unless the publisher, sees value in Steam and Steam games and wants to really sync their game up with that controller. Not the controller, I'm sorry, with the Steam Link. Maybe they sold enough Steam Links so the publishers will get involved and want to have their games optimized for Steam Link. But I mean, so far, it's only the games that are recommended for Steam Link that work best for Steam Link, and that's kind of a shame. I mean, they've been working on this thing for a long time. I feel like a lot of the developers they should have hopped on board, or maybe Steam or Valve could have done something to make them hop on board. I'm not sure what the politics are behind the scenes, but it's a shame. As a consumer, a customer, somebody who really has grown to love Steam and their games, it sucks, But that's my overall review. If I had to give a rating to this thing, I'd give the Steam controller a solid B, just because I mean, the things that they added are either really, really positive and really good, or really, really bad. So it kind of shakes out to a B, in my opinion. And the Steam Link, I'm going to give a C to. I mean, I thought it was going to be better than that. It's really good when it's working on games that Steam or Valve has recommended for the Steam Link, but on your normal average everyday game, it's not so great, and that's a shame. So solid C for Steam Link, and a solid B for the controller. So I mean, have you guys played it? I mean, do you like the Steam controller and Steam Link? Let me know. As always, I love to hear what you guys think, and I apologize again for not being so energetic. I'm really been a struggle here to put this thing together and not sound too sick, but sorry about not being so enthusiastic, but yeah, I mean, I got it across. I wanted to do an Atomic Cast, ended up doing a podcast. Hope you guys will forgive me, but I hope this was a really good review. I feel like it was. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to leave comments below on YouTube in the comments section. Also, reach out to me, of course, at Quantum VFX and at Kombat AllStar, and reach out to Unique Girl Nerd, Random Girl. She is sick, but she has been on Twitter faithfully talking to you guys. So she got no quit in her, and I love her for that. So like I said, like, subscribe, share, and until next time, so long, y'all.